Okay, this is Marmalade Shred, day 2 of 2. This is an upper lower body superset workout. It's excellent for getting lean and built. Requires nothing more than dumbbells and a bench. You're going to go through all the exercises. They're paired off, so you bounce back and forth between the exercises in each pairing, doing all sets to completion before moving on to the next grouping, and you progress through the workout accordingly. On the back of the sheet, it's going to tell you how many sets to do per workout. Generally progresses from 2 to 3 sets up to 5 sets, depending on the exercise. So we're going to get started with the one-legged sit-down squat to begin. So when you start this exercise out, you want to have the back of your legs touching a bench or a chair. Then what you're going to do is you're going to stand on one leg and you're going to gently lower all the way down until sitting. Then you're going to stand all the way back up and then you repeat just like this. I'll just give you a different view here from the side. I could be using the aerobic steps. Once again, just sitting all the way down, standing up and repeating. Now, if that is too hard, then what you do is you go down on one leg, but up with 2 legs. Down on one leg, up with 2 legs. And if it's too easy, you just hold weights down by your sides and you do the exercise using added weights to increase the intensity. Just like that. That is the one-legged sit-down squat. Amazing exercise for fitness, athleticism, and muscular development in the legs. Now, we're going to be going on to the straight arm pullovers on the bench. If you don't have a bench, you can do this one flat on the floor, no problem at all. For this exercise here, you're going to be holding a pair of weights, and you're going to have them touching. So the palms are facing each other, and you keep your elbows locked out. Then what you'll do is arc the weights all the way down behind you, as far as they can go, bring them back up over your nose, and repeat. It's a very wide arc, keeping your elbows locked out, and that's going to work a lot of the serratus anterior muscle. Just like that. It's a slow pace. You can't really hustle that one too much. Just make sure that you're not really lowering. When you bring it up, you're not going too far past your nose, because then there's no tension on the muscles when you go into that range. The next one is the dumbbell sumo deadlift. You'd be holding some weights down in front, palms facing you. Super wide stance, toes pointing out. Push your hips back and hinge forward, bringing the dumbbells down to about mid-shin, stand up tall and repeat. So it's nice and slow on the way down, and then up kind of quick. Nice and slow on the way down, up kind of quick. Just from the side, it'll look like so. And that's the sumo deadlift. Like all deadlifts, the major priority is that you don't slouch and turn into a hunchback, because that posture can be particularly problematic for the spine. Now the next exercise is the bottom pump incline push-up. I'm just going to change your view here so you can see it from the side. So what you would do is you'd have something like a bench or a ledge. You can even use a wall if you need to. The incline you use will dictate the difficulty. So I could do it against the wall. This would be the easiest variation. Hands on here, just like a push-up, and I just do a little bottom pump, press back up. So when I get to the bottom, I just go up and down a couple inches. That would be one of the easier variations. I could use a high ledge, like a massage table, would be a little easier still. And then we can work our way to using an exercise bench like this. So with your hands on the bench, you lower all the way down, press up and down at the bottom, and repeat. So it's like a quarter rep that you're doing at the bottom. Make sure you're keeping your hands a little tight to the sides. We don't want to be winging them. We don't want to be winging your elbows way out to the sides, because that can be a little bit harder on the shoulder joints. Generally, the elbows are down and out at 45 degrees. You can go in tighter, which is a little bit easier on the shoulders, but puts more work on the triceps. So the angle at which you're abducting your elbow will make a difference in terms of putting more pressure on the shoulder or less. I like to go somewhere in between, about 45 degrees. The next exercise is windshield wiper hip raises. For this one here, what you're going to do is you're going to be in a glute bridge position like this, heels close to your butt, lift your hips up all the way, arms out to the sides. Have one leg straight up. You're going to lower it all the way out to the side, then back up to the center without rotating through your torso. Okay, so just to give you an alternative view of this one, from the side, it would look like this. Heels close to the butt, hips up all the way, legs straight up in the air, and I'm lowering all the way out to the side, back up to the center. Just like that. You can use an ankle weight to make this more challenging. An ankle weight, you can buy them online in most stores. It looks like this. It just have like a little bit of a Velcro, like so, and you can just tighten it around your ankle, and that would give you increased resistance. Next exercise is 30-degree incline zombie curls. So for this exercise, we're going to have a 30-degree incline, which is generally the second click up. So if I go 1, 2, that would generally be, for most benches, about a 30-degree incline. It can vary, every bench is different. So what you'll be doing here is, you'll be laying back on the bench with your palms forward. You're going to do a bicep curl, bending from the elbow to bring the dumbbells up to the front of the shoulder. From the top, you flip the grip to palms down, and you lower it with the palms facing down. Flip the grip at the bottom, palms up. Flip the grip, palms down. So just remember, for the zombie curl, it's palms up on the way up, palms down on the way down, okay? If you don't have a bench that inclines like that, then I generally get people to do that movement with their back against the wall, leaning back, palms up on the way up, palms down on the way down, just to kind of closely assimilate that specific angle. And the zombie curls are going to be excellent for working the biceps and the forearms in one movement. So it's excellent for arm development and fitness. The next exercise we're going to be doing is going to be the incline tricep extensions with a bottom pump. So this one here, we're going to be using 30-degree incline again. Second click. You're going to be holding the dumbbells straight up at arm's length. You bend and palms are facing each other. You bend from the elbow to lower the end plates down to the top of the shoulders. You do a little pump, and then you extend back up. So it's like you're hammering the ceiling. And there is a pump at the bottom, so you go up and down about 1 inch, and then extend all the way up. Just like that. Now, if for some reason you don't have a bench that inclines at 30 degrees, then you could try doing this using a Bosu ball to elevate your head and shoulders on. Alternatively, you can use a pile of pillows or something just to kind of change up this angle. So I'm going to show you the Bosu ball variation. I'd be laying face up on the floor like this. My head and shoulders are elevated, and I'd just be doing the bottom pump and extending all the way back up. So this would be how you could modify it if you don't have a bench that inclines quite like that. It's not the exact angle, but it's a close approximation. And whenever we're dealing with angles on exercise, there is a 15-degree carryover. So as long as you're within 15 degrees, you still get a carryover of training benefit for that angle. Okay? So that is an excellent substitute for you. Now the next one is hip pump and crunch. This exercise is going to be great for the upper and lower abs. I'm just going to show you the grip that I'm going to use on the dumbbell. So I kind of have my hands like this. So you can see that I kind of create like a triangle with my hands on the underside of the dumbbell end plate. So I will be holding the dumbbell straight up like that. Now I'm going to have my legs straight up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my hips, back of the hips, straight up and down off the ground. So that's a hip pump. Now I do a crunch. I lift my upper body off the ground. Hip pump, crunch. Hip pump, crunch. Hip pump, crunch. So the hip pump works the lower abdominals. The crunch works the upper abdominals. Make sure when you're doing that exercise that you keep your tongue braced against the top of your mouth. It helps to stabilize the neck so that your head isn't flip-flopping all over the place. Other than that, you're gonna feel a burn kick into the abs. If not, you can just increase the weight if you need to make the exercise more intense. So that there concludes Marmalade Shred Day 2. Once again, this is to be alternated with Day 1. Ideally, you do Marmalade Shred workouts 4 days a week, twice each. So Day 1 is done twice, Day 2 is done twice. Generally, we do them back to back, and then we take a day off, do them back to back, and then take 2 days off. For best results, you can mix in some skipping or jumping jacks in between each circuit. Generally 2 minutes of skipping or 100 jumping jacks. So after we're completely done circuit 1, you put in that interval. After circuit 2, you do another cardio interval. And then for best results also, you can mix this up with a cardio routine. For best results, I like interval training where you go 30 seconds high intensity, 90 seconds low intensity for a total of 20 minutes or 10 intervals. You do that 4 times a week at the end of your weight training workouts. That works super well. Or if you want to go with steady state cardio, you can do 30 to 45 minutes of cardio about 3 to 5 times a week. And you want to keep your heart rate between about 120 and 160 beats per minute. So try to make sure you're slightly breathless at the very least for that type of cardio. That should conclude Marmalade Shred Day 1 and Day 2. Super fantastic workout. I know you're going to love it.